Then the last person, which said the most interesting thing, he said that she came here. How many of you remember that girl? Because of one man. Somebody say one man. And it's not just because the man is coming, but because he has a crush on the man. And I'm very sure that when the man walked in, she fainted and resurrected. I know she's sitting somewhere there. Exactly. You will hear, right? I am not lying. So, and when the man came, as we stepped out to see the man, myself, I was saying that this crush is crushworthy. Somebody say crushworthy. If you okay, if we're gonna give me, hey, Onubajie girls. Memory verse Omonwa.
Wow.
Odogu Parara. Somebody say Eli Kimwa. Oh, I'm still hearing R. It is not Eric. Say Eli Kimwa. Is here. No. This is not an English class. Eli Kimwa is here to give me the Panadol. Are you ready to receive it? Now somebody say Dr. Eli Kimwa is here to give me the Panadol. And see the thing, I am going to be the first recipient because I've always told Vivian that I love her. She does not want to agree, but I know after this Panadol, I will engage you. You know, Odogu Parararang told Onyemwem that the moment she saw her, that she will marry.
But first of all, you go with your friends, the Ogene people now.
My Ogene people, are you here? Oh, Ogene people, are you here? Are you here? Men supporting men. Put your hands together for yourselves. That engagement party, it will happen. After you take this Panadol, you're so intoxicated. Ladies and gentlemen,
Eric Gugu is a multi-talented curator known for his work as an author, filmmaker, visual artist, digital curator, influencer, and storyteller. With a career spanning various genres from drama to comedy, Eric dedicated the past 5 years to using his creative work as powerful tools for education. He has engaged audiences across Nigeria and parts of Europe, delivering impactful narratives centered on humanity and the pursuit of individual excellence. In addition to his artistic achievements, Eric is a blockchain researcher and consultant, holding a master's degree in blockchain technology and digital currencies. His deep expertise in this field, combined with his commitment to exploring culture and identity through storytelling, makes him a thought leader in leveraging technology and art to address modern social issues. Eric's insights draw from his unique background as the intersection of culture, identity, and digital transformation, making him a sought-after speaker at the global stage. Ladies and gentlemen, if your legs are not too heavy, with a clapping ovation and a standing ovation, please welcome to the microphone, Mr. Eric Gugu.
Put your hands together.
Now, wow. I thought we don't used to mention now. When do we start mentioning? Please, you can sit down. Please, you can sit down. We don't do that here now. But the energy in FUNAI is something else. So you guys have energy. And the MC guy, that guy don't do hype man before. Nothing you want tell me. See the hype. Even bodyguard, they smile. It'll be small team. Alright guys. It's a privilege to be here. A very serious privilege. Thank you so much. I don't know what's in the happen for West Africa. The heat way there, and God will help us. But I want to see how God will help us in the next few minutes to be able to touch a few things and deliver some value. To be honest, I did not come from Lagos to see people's face. So it's good to see your face, so. But I came at least so that you can get a bit of value from what I know. So we are discussing love Panadol. It's a very interesting subject to discuss. And listening to a big round of applause to Uncle Mike Abeg for putting together something like this, to the entire team as well. It's not easy. I want to appreciate God for this setting. Let's see at least what we are going to get from this. Who believes they are going to get value? If you believe you're going to get value, can you just raise your hand? Okay. No wala. If you're here, and you came here with a friend, like you and person follow come, before we start, if you came here with a friend, raise your hand. Okay? Sharp. Correct. Put your hand down. If you came here with your boyfriend, raise your hand. FUNAI is really a holy place. So I love this church. I love this school. Everybody is holy here. If you came with your girlfriend, raise your hand. It's well. Okay, if you are here and you came with a friend, the person that you came with, can you just stand up and change seats with somebody that you didn't come with very quickly? Very quickly. Just shift from that person you came with. You are wasting time. Me, I will not say anything if you don't shift. If your friend is seated close to you, just stand up and change seats with the person who is not your friend. Quickly. So that we can do our thing. People that don't want to change, you don't know that I saw your hand. Just wait. Switch seats, please. See, okay, let me explain to you. What I'm trying to do, I'm not just trying to do something for the fun of it. If you don't want to waste your time, just do it. But if you also want to get a lot of value from what I'm going to say, please just do it. Okay, forget about the person's face, whether they are frowning or they are laughing. Whether I your babe, I be no be your babe. Just stand up and shift. If you're with somebody that you came with, switch seats with somebody else, please. And we're going to start. So first of all, let's define, before we get into the subject that we're looking at, let's go ahead and define what exactly love is. But before we define what love is, I would like us to talk about the idea of falling in love. How many of you people have fallen in love before? If you have fallen in love before, just say I've fallen. Just say I have. Now don't fall past me. Okay. So out of all the people who have fallen in love before, I'd like two people to help me and define what it means to falling in love mean. Just two people. What does it mean to fall in love? So you don't know where to fall inside. This is a revelation. I know you people are plenty that fell. The fall that you fell, what did it look like? Just two people out of one. Raise your hand. Okay, there's one person here. Who's the second person? The person that is. Have you fallen in love before? Okay, because I don't want somebody that don't have experience. Who is the second person? Okay, all right. So let's send the microphone there and then here. Just very quickly, what do you understand by falling in love?
Good afternoon, everyone. So the feeling of falling in love, or the period of falling in love, first of all, it starts with the feeling, the whole infatuation and everything. But you go on later.
You are speaking big English. I didn't go to school like that. What is infatuation? Break it down.
Where you like the person and then you cannot sleep without talking to the person. If you are closing your eyes, you are dreaming about the person.
Don't mind them. Go ahead, my dear.
But As time goes on, I found out that love is not just about the feeling.
No, forget about love. Stay with the falling in love.
Okay. So, but with time,
Okay.
I developed my mentality that love is not just the feeling, but the decision to just keep remaining with that person, even with the flaws that the person has. Thank you.
The person that you fell in love with, are you still together?
Yes.
Collect. Alright, let's find the next person. Look at, why are you people shouting? I don't understand.
Okay, I can say falling in love.
What's your name, my brother?
Victor Chukipkasa. Okay, falling in love is like, I can say for me, maybe you meet someone, possibly on first sight or with time, and then you kind of like the person's vibe, energy, person's attitude, character, and reaction towards things.
Okay. Before you sit down, have you fallen in love before? Are you still inside it? Or I don't know why you people are shouting. Though. Okay. So I'll walk you through a couple of things, but please pay attention. Give me your attention. I need to do this very quickly so that we can go. Now, when we talk about falling in love, right? Let's talk about it, how we understand it, and then we'll get into the basics of it. Me that is talking to you before, like this, I've tried it though. I no go lie for you, I don't try them. You know what they call shege? You see, you don't know what is shege. If shege has a name, it's Anita. Hey! I see something, and sometimes when we experience sometimes you go to talk about something, you go remember another one, you go laugh yourself. Recently, I moved from where I used to live. So in packing my things, I came across a diary from like 2012. As I opened that diary, I asked myself, "Now you be this." Now me, some people look at me now and say, "Oh, this guy is happy something." It has not always been like this. So, if you read that, God will never allow you read that diary. But if you read it, and the funny thing is that it's my mother that found the diary and texted me screenshots of the pages. I said, "This can't be me." I even put our wedding date itself for the thing. Hey! Oh, wow. Okay, let's understand how this thing works. If you understand how this thing works, please pay attention. If you understand how this thing, and I'm really glad that we are really young people here. If you understand how it works, you will get it right. Not only will you get it right, you will not get it wrong. Please, I need you to focus for the next few minutes and really understand how this thing works. The idea of falling in love, see, pay attention. The idea of falling in love, the very phrase, this term that we've come to start using, falling in love, I hope you know it didn't fall from heaven. Somebody coined it, somebody engineered it. It's a term that was engineered and popularized. As a matter of fact, if we go into a bit of history, the idea of affections, emotions, infatuations, they've been around for a very long time. But it wasn't until the 1600s, 1700s that popular literature, right, philosophers and people like that really started to use the term falling in love as an actual term. That term, falling in love, came about in the 1600s, 1700s. But you can trace it back to ancient Greek mythology. And I'm not just telling you stories. Understand, I'm trying to establish the concept. If you're still with me, say I'm with you. Now, how many of you have heard of Greek mythology, or you know the name of any Greek god, in quote? Raise your hand. Have you ever heard of what they call Greek gods? Can you give me an example of one? Who? Zeus. Okay. Who? Hercules. And then there's Thor as well. Right? There's Thor, but Thor is even in Avengers. Now there's one they used to call Eros. And that's the Greek god of love. And according to how Eros used to operate, and that's why they designed, because these are all designs, why they designed it like that is that Eros functions, is something that we know now in English as Cupid. Right? It functions a bow and arrow. So the idea is that you can just be walking on the road minding your business. Eros will shoot you. Just release arrow into your heart. You can't do anything about it. You just fall. The idea behind falling in love is that it's something that takes you, it comes upon you suddenly. You have very little opinion. And you may have heard this thing said in movies before, that we don't choose who we fall in love with. Right? Have you heard it before? So you have little to no opinion on who you fall in love with, how you fall in love, when you fall in love. It just happens. I never get bodyguard before, but it just kind of like happens. And you have to give yourself to it. You just find yourself as a victim of that circumstance. In quotes, whether you're enjoying it or you're not enjoying it, you didn't choose to love this person. You just they waka for road, then shoot you. So you are now in love. That's the idea behind it. The problem with this is that whether you are enjoying it or not, whether you like it or not, it takes away something. Listen, it takes away something that even God did not dare to take away from us. And that is the element of choice. If you're still with me, say I'm with you. We used to popularly say now that what God cannot do, not be waiting errors ask you. Right? God in his own wisdom created all of us and decided, you know what, I'm not going to force you to follow me. If you want to follow me, you can. I present to you life, present to you death. I'm begging you. It's beg, I'm begging you. Choose this one. But leaves the choice to you ultimately. Let's not get deeper into that. But now we have a system that doesn't give us a choice. When it comes upon us, you can just be in the canteen looking for food. You never see food chop for like maybe your eating schedule is 010. You just want chop that year one. That middle one make you chop them. And then this fine damsel will just enter the canteen. How much is this buns? The money where you suppose use chop. Madam, how much? Don't worry, I will take care of it. You never take care of yourself. That's what we call a finished man. Otilo. You don't have choice. When it comes on you, you must respond. I remember, and when things like this happen, when we begin to violate these kinds of fundamental codes, the result of it is inevitable. I'll give you a very interesting statistic because I like the data. I like numbers a lot. 90% of all relationships that start before the age of 30 fail. 90%. In case you don't know what that means, let me put it in more practical terms. If there are 10 people here that are in love and you are in relationships, 10 people, out of 10 of you, it's not may, it's not might. 9 of those relationships will certainly fail. It is fact. Because I know that not a lot of people here are up to 30. At least not amongst us here. This is a very startling and baffling statistic. But you know the thing I love about numbers, that this is why I am a data guy. I love data. Because human beings can argue, human beings can fight, human beings can debate, and human beings love to do that. But you know one thing you cannot fight? You can't fight numbers. Numbers don't lie. If you fight it, it will let you fight. After fighting, you go lose. Numbers don't lie. I know that you may be on your own and you are thinking, no, you see, out of that 10 people, now me be the one. I guarantee you 10 of you think the same thing. You know why? Because when you are in love, I remember them. I dey talk, I dey pity myself. One day, out of the blues, unprovoked, my babe no ask me anything. Now me text them. I say, what will ever make us break up? They never. No, I was genuinely confused. Let me tell you this. The way I was feeling, I was asking myself, I don't see relationships fail. I don't see people break up. I'm trying to explain to you that thing that you are feeling is not new. I was telling myself, I've seen people start this thing, break up, fail. The way that I'm feeling about this girl, and the way that I am sure that she's feeling about me too, what can separate us? My dear, it's a miracle. I said to myself, if it is me that wrong her, what is pride? Who pride help? I will apologize. If it is she that wronged me, don't worry, I will apologize. How will we break up? I like it when bodyguard smile. They make me happy. Now my man you been, no mind it. You dey bone. If I come for you, you go smile. You see him don't smile. Correct guy. I genuinely could not understand what could make us break up. It didn't make sense to me, the way I was feeling at the time. You know what the numbers were doing? The numbers were saying to me, they play. That's the long and short of it. I've seen young love break many times. But you know what the funny thing is? I've also seen old love break. And the break is even more painful then. And so I've come to realize, pay attention, that it's not really about the when the love started. It's about the how the love was approached. Please pay attention. Not just about the how you approached the love, it was also very strongly about why the love exists. If you take an inventory of your love life, in quotes, and you do not see an element of your choice in it, 10 times out of 10, your relationship break. Not 9, 10. So if you dey waka for road, Cupid shoot you. This thing they call, I just see him, he sweep me off my feet. Or somebody pursue you. Have you ever accepted somebody out of pity before? It is up now. That thing is not choice, so the way it's going to break, you will not believe it. And so it dawned on me that it is not about the when. Let me tell you, I've seen teenage love that grew into an enviable marriage 20 years down the line. They don't do their 20 years anniversary. They started in secondary school. So I know for a fact that it's not about the when. It's about the how and it's about the why. I don't care about popular culture. Those of you now where they follow me, go don't know small. I'm not interested in popular culture. I'm not interested in what is trending. I'm interested in hard facts. Listen. And so I start to ask myself, how is it that people can do this thing and make it work? And I am very, very interested in love and relationships. You know why? Because love and relationships, they are the foundation of marriages. Marriages are the foundation of family. Family is responsible for everything that happens in the world today. If there's a senator in the House of Senate that is stealing money, it came from the family. 100% it came from the family. If there is somebody who is, anything you can think about that is wrong with the world today came from the family. And that is why I am insanely interested in love, relationships, and how these things progress and advance. You need to desire getting this thing right. Because your entire life will depend upon it. It doesn't matter how brilliant your career is. Have you seen people that have wonderful careers and they are deeply unhappy people? Because of what's happening in the home. I need you to get it right. And when I cast my mind back, and this is cold hard facts, I ask myself, and this is another question I want to ask you. Have you ever seen a young person, let's say a teenager, or maybe even early 20s, maybe 20, maybe 19, all that. You go post your babe, or you go to talk about your babe. You go to sing their praise, high praise. What will ever separate us? And then somebody by the side will just be like, should we tell her? Has it happened to you before? You dey serious, they talk about you in your mind. You are that 1 out of 10. You are that 1 over 10 that was all of you in that 10. All of you are that 1 over 10. You go dey chant. And some people, they may not even be much older than you. They will just say, should we tell him? I remember myself then, just got out of secondary school. Me, I did pre-science in Unizik too. A very useless school for that matter. They didn't give me admission. Very nonsense. You know how many years I wrote jam for Unizik? I have beef with that school. But it's well. Anyways. Now, I just got out of secondary school, and that was when midnight call was really in vogue. Right? So we used to do a lot of group midnight calls. And so I met this wonderful, I thought she was wonderful. In my defense, I couldn't have known. So may you not fall in love with goddess of 7 rivers. I didn't call her anything, no. I'm just praying for you. Anyways, we got talking. We started a relationship where we start. Now for phone, we start relationship. We don't do call like 2-3 weeks straight. We first start from group call where all of us did. Then we separate ourselves. It's like a kind of consecration. Separate, go one side, continue for that side. When we don't talk for like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then you start to hear things like, what are we now? You get? We dey feel ourselves. What are we? If you don't like the person, you tell the person we are nothing but pencils in the hand of the clay. So we started our relationship, long distance relationship. And see, if you do relationship, and that's why I need you to get it right. The mistakes that you make will leave you scarred. They will scar you, such that when you begin to see something that looks like that in the future, it may be pure, it may be lovely. The scars from yesterday will not allow you to embrace something that is even good for you. I'm telling you. Right now, even if God needs to speak to me personally before I do anything that is called long distance relationship. Hi! Now I won't mention this one. And the long distance relation, long distance is not the same for everybody. Long distance, is measured not in kilometers. It's measured in your pocket. You don't know? Me, as I did like this now, I can be in a relationship with somebody in the UK and it's not long distance. Because I feel wake up tomorrow, go London, come back. But my sister was living in Asaba. Me, I did no good. That long distance, long go die. The thing is, the way the thing stretch. So we got into this relationship. I think throughout the course of that relationship, we saw ourselves like 4 times. And the way we were talking every night, do you know, it was from that relationship I realized that if I channel this amount of time into my walk with Jesus, by now I will be Pope. What are you telling me? Every night, 12:30. Even if my body is shaking, sleep will fill my eye. 12:30 is as if a new man is born. You punch in that number, call him for phone. Once you have to have 100 naira in your phone, extra cool, before you can make the call. So if I get like 40 naira for my phone, I no get reach 100. She get like 70 naira for her phone. And you can't transfer less than 50. She will send me her 70 to make it up to 100. We will make that call from 12:30 to 4:30. You don't understand? No. Am I saying something that is strange? Or you will experience it? 12:30 to 4:30, no break. If the phone will cut, you call back. The only thing is let battery not die. 12:30 to 4:30, and you can do it like that, with the exceptions of maybe Sunday. And it's not Sunday because you want to respect God. It's Sunday because my mother will wake up early and start to, try to prepare for church. You can do it like that every single day for months. Every day. Let me tell you, the reason you are not pursuing what you want to pursue is because you don't want it bad enough. I'm telling you. I have realized in my life that no human excuse is valid. Not one. Not one. When the Bible says something like, thou art inexcusable, O man, you know that God has considered every single factor, including the ones that you will tell him, God, you don't understand. You don't understand. He has considered that and he's telling you, you don't have excuse. I've seen it play out in real time. So I will be on the phone for long. Please give me time. I need time, okay? Give me time. I will be on the phone. What I mean by give me time is let me know how much time I have left, please. So I will be on the phone for that long period. And then sometimes my brothers, they play game. There was this guy. He was older than me by about 4 or 5 years. And then every time he came to stay with us for a few weeks, every time he go see me, I go there for phone. I go there for phone. I go there for phone. He will go back to Oka. After a few months, he will come back. I'm still doing call in the night. He say, now the same babe? I say, yes, our destiny is together. We are going. Then he asked me, where is this girl now? I said the girl got admission. So she got admission in Ghana. So she moved to Ghana. So the long distance way long before, it don't become infinity. So at one point, and she was my age. So he get waiting, he tell me one day. After he had asked me a couple of questions about our relationship, he told me, Eric, sir, I said, you don't understand our love. He said, this girl don't pass you. He said, I know you don't understand. I began to explain to him again. He said, okay, no problem. Go and do the thing. Now listen, somebody like that, let me tell you, it was not because, and listen to this, please listen to this, and then we'll get into the main gist, and I will go. The reason he was able to prophesy with that kind of accuracy is not because he have anointing. There was one I don't forget the name of that scholar that said the devil is so smart, in quote, not because he has any special powers, but because he's so old. Like him don't see things play out. So he knows how to manipulate your thoughts because he has seen people like you. And that's why the only way we are going to live above those manipulations is when we partner with a spirit that just lives above that life. So he said, I will give you so and so amount of time. This relationship, it will not go far. From where I was standing, it's not possible. That thing is saying, you know, these false prophets that used to parade themselves thinking they are something. He was just against my life. It didn't take the day. The day. The day. When it began to happen, I was living in denial that that's not what's happening. You know, denial is the first stage of grief. I was living in denial. At a point, it dawned on me that something is happening. So what I did was, because we were open, all of us, we had each other's Facebook password. So the love the shark like that. When the intoxication started coming down, she changed her password. Me, I thought nothing of it. You will. It's called D for denial. And then one day I had enough of it. So she didn't remember that we even have password to our email too. So I went to the email and I changed the password. I went to her Facebook. And then they said I should put password. I said I've forgotten my password. They said they will send it to her email. So I said send it there. I went there and I changed it. Entered the place. Opened the inbox. Aqua. Arere. I call her for phone. Now for outside, 11 p.m. February 2, 2012. I don't know if you forget that. My God. Wait, I say I dey outside. 11 p.m. I dey cry for phone. Now me you do this thing. My brother came out from inside. He said, why you dey shout? I cried for weeks. But listen, the reason that young man, his name is Ifesi, the reason that Ifesi guy was able to predict with that kind of accuracy how that thing was going to play out, it wasn't because of any anointing. It was because of experience. Experience. If you study a pattern and you see that pattern repeat itself, you can tell with accuracy how this thing will end. Even the person inside, if you know, recognize them. But you know how this thing is going to end. So I'm going to tell you this thing. If you are going to hit this thing correctly, anything that takes away the element of choice from you, it doesn't matter what you stand to gain. It doesn't matter how much you are invested in the thing. It doesn't matter how you guys feel about each other. If there is no element of choice, if for one reason or the other, maybe it was because of a benefit. See, if you chose somebody because of benefit, it's not choice. You know what I mean by benefit? Maybe now because you get money, you choose them. It's not choice. If you chose somebody because of, it's not choice. Because according to God's definition of love, love is patient. So everything that it was like, hey, the moment you saw this person, your whole body became burned with fire. And it was like, if I don't get this person. In fact, it was maybe, there's this thing that older students do, maybe 200, 300 level, 400 level. When it's matriculation time, you want to go and catch them young, but not for Jesus. See, you are just looking. That's the recipe for disaster and doom. I'm telling you for a fact. Anything that is not intentional choice, it will break. And that is why it is breaking so much. Let me tell you, there is nothing in this world, listen to this, that has a 10% success rate that you will willingly do if it's not this love thing. If you have an operation, a sickness in your body, and they tell you to go for surgery, and then they tell you that the chances of survival for you is 10%, that they are 90% sure you will die. But that 10%, let's just see. 100 times out of 100, you will not take that chance. You won't take it. So I'm telling you, the rate, they say it's almost certain that everything that we do before a certain age. Now ask yourself, why is it that relationships that start after the age of 30 have dramatically higher chances of survival? Why is it? Experience. People don't, before, when we are younger, if we see red flag, we go use them so rapper, we go use them do red carpet, not we go use them do towel. We get to a certain age, we see it for what it is, because of by that time you go don't sustain plenty wound for your body, and you are able to stay clear, and you know exactly what you're looking for. So I'm going to tell you exactly what you're supposed to be looking for if you are going to avoid all these things. And I am sorry to the people here that are inside a relationship that maybe your partner will start looking at you like a goat from today. It's not my fault. But I'll tell you this. If the element of choice is not present, you really don't stand a chance. This will affect every area of your life. I'm telling you. For people, how many of you do a bit of financial trading? Raise your hand. If you do a bit of financial trading, raise your hand. So 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, a couple of people. Can you combine that thing you are doing with heartbreak? You will not only go to the village, you will not only move back to the village, you will collect chieftaincy title. There are many things that you stand to lose from taking the wrong steps. I tell you for a fact. The moment, and let's talk about this falling in love thing. 1600, 1700, we started seeing poems and literature that specifically refer to falling in love. From the 1800s and 1900s, we started seeing films that use the term falling in love. And every time you consume a movie that talks about falling in love, there's a pattern. Every story every romantic story that is portrayed in a film is teaching one thing, that is the beginning of how romantic relationships begin. It starts with falling. It's a pattern. Check it. Films from the 1910s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 2000s, 2010, they all have one theme, and that is they are trying to define to you how to start your relationship, and you are swallowing it. In the beginning, it was not so. If you check how we used to do marriage in church from back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, I was not there. But if you ask your fathers, even outside of the church, come out for church. Come out for church. Let's look at how we used to do it as a society. People used to ask questions. We don't go and date. My brother, are you in a relationship? You deny him. Relationship is not compatible with bodyguard work. Are you in a relationship? Nobody likes you. Let me tell you, listen to me. Guys, listen. If you like somebody, we did not used to date to find out more about the person. It's modern culture. And the numbers will humble you. Your life will go that same way. The more we started to date to find out more, the more marriages started crashing. The numbers are there. You cannot argue with it. The only reason we do it is because we like it. We know it's not good for us. We did not used to go to, I don't even understand. A young girl will carry her bag and go and live with a man 2 months to 3 months to 4 months. Is your father dead? No, valid question. Are you not loved at home? I'm genuinely concerned. So here's the thing. Lots of things are coming up, and the more we indulge them, the more we get deeper in them. In the 90s, early 2000s, cohabitation was not really a strong thing. But if you adopt this one today, it doesn't stop there, because sin is progressive. The same way your walk with God is progressive. If you indulge it, it will take you deeper. And so now we are doing all kinds of things in the name of I want to know a person more. And look at the numbers. The more I did a research on cohabitation recently. How many of you saw it? The numbers are staggeringly against it. The more we indulge in it, the more marriages are crashing. So why are we still doing it if it is not simply because we just want to do it? And this is how weak men they are raised. Weak women, damaged women they are raised. Go on Twitter now. It's like feminists are fighting men. Then there's a certain set of men that their entire calling in life is to attack feminists. What's going on? Before, if you see a young woman that you like, I asked this question when I was in Benin during my book tour. I said, in your church, if they tell you people that if you identify somebody that you like, please somebody give me a time. The time is in the hanky. Oh, the time is here. How much is remaining? Let me know. No. If they tell you in your church, that if you like a young woman, that before you approach her, you should go and talk to your pastor first. Your pastor will now, that you should never speak to her. Your pastor will now, check and then go and talk to her and then see. How many of you will consider it strange and mad? Raise your hand. Don't be ashamed. Raise your hand. Listen, let me tell you. There is only one. Listen to me. Please listen to me. Please listen to me. Hear what I'm about to tell you. If you don't take control of your life, other people will ruin it. There is only one reason you consider it strange, and that is Hollywood. Period. The only reason you consider it strange is film and media. Period. Because while your pastor is preaching, there is a strong form of indoctrination that is going on your screen. And in fact, do you know, the more we embrace it, the deeper we get. There is now a new push, and you people may have noticed it, where we have begun to romanticize having affairs in film and media. We've started to romanticize it. Where somebody will marry. Tell me if you've watched a film like this, so especially foreign media. Somebody will, it's not this guy I marry, please. Somebody will marry, right? And then the man in the house will be hustling to provide for the house. And then they paint this picture where this man who is hustling and making sure that everything is taken care of doesn't have time for the wife. Then the wife goes outside to the gym or to somewhere and now meets one shiny new bubble. And they began to talk. And they will not now know when they fall in. And let me tell you, even though you know it is against your values, I'll tell you how strong and how powerful storytelling is. Even though you know it is against your values, when they begin to do, maybe those two people that are having an affair lock themselves inside the room and they are sweating. And the husband come back from work. Something in your heart will not want him to catch them.
Is it true or false? That is not your opinion. That's the power of a well-told story. You cannot base your life on something that was written to bring in revenue. Film that was written for the sole purpose of touching your emotional strings so that you come back and stream again so that money goes up. You can't base your life on counsel from that kind of thing. So a good story, something that is very, very ordinary as well. How many of you can be watching film and then somebody will pass him and shoot somebody? The person will die and he will keep going and it doesn't register in your heart that somebody died. Like you can be watching an action film and they kill a human being and it doesn't register that something grave happened. As a matter of fact, you will even be championing the guy. Hey, somebody's coming behind you, shoot him. It happens. Doesn't it happen? These things desensitize. I'm not saying don't watch. Me, I'm a filmmaker as well. The last film I produced, then kill people. But listen, I'm saying you cannot be so careless about your life to not understand the role that stories play in shaping your views. The only reason you consider that process strange is because a movie told you otherwise. Before, not in church, not just in church, I mean in our society, if a man sees a ripe orange in somebody's compound, you want to go and pluck, they will ask questions. They will contact who knows who. They will observe. They will find out if even family, can we even marry from this family self? But falling in love don't make us that in a nonsense now. You can marry from anywhere. You're not doing it because Jesus says we are all one. You are doing it because you are in love. All these things people do before they even make an approach. And while we were doing it like that, pay attention. Have you any idea that the lowest divorce rate in the world, even though they have one of the highest populations, I think so. Please do a bit of fact checking. But one of the lowest countries one of the countries with the lowest divorce rate is India. And their population, I think, is almost 1 billion. And India is probably the country with the highest number of arranged marriages. Because when you enter into a structure like that, you are compelled, especially when you enter right and you are taught right, you are educated right, you are compelled to love. When you start to love and you read First Corinthians 13, you will begin to find out that the characteristics of the love that you have seem to be very consistent with what you're finding there. Love that will not allow you to sleep in the night. Love that will not allow, if you don't eat, I will not eat. From where to where? As how? It's for me now. If there is anything that you will learn from today, I want you to know that a lot of, and I'm going to end with this right now, then we can take a brief Q&A. That your idea of love, family, relationships is every day being influenced by what you are consuming on your screens. If you do not have a system that educates you on how it is, according to the value system that you consider highest in your life. So if you're Christian, you know how God defines love, what is his perspective about marriage. And they will call you all kinds of names. I'm telling you. They will say all kinds of things to you. Do you know that it is very strange? It is not even Igbo culture. It is not African culture. Talk more of Christian culture to enter into a romantic relationship without marriage in view. Did you know that? But you will not do it because that's not what, it's not how he's doing you. And then you will go and you will come back with many scars and you are asking, it's like this love thing is not for me. No, common sense is not for you. There's a difference. So I would like you to begin to understand this. And this is what people do. And they will do it like this and they will fail. They will do it, they will fail. They will do it, they will fail. And then they get to a stage in their life where they have gathered so much trauma that even when they meet the right thing for them, the right person for them, all they have to give is trauma and abuse. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy where because you are hurt, you now hurt. And those people too will buy microphone and ring light and start podcast. You will subscribe and begin to base your life on their experiences. And the cycle continues. So if you didn't hear anything from my charge to you tonight, hear this. There is a system and a sequence that is so much within your control. You are in charge of your life. Uncle Ike told us to bring out our hand and to say what? Call your name. Your destiny is in your hands. In the same way, the outcome of all your relationships, the outcome of all your love affairs, and you shouldn't even have all. If you are intentional about your love life, you are 18 years, you are 20 years, you are 25 years, you have broken up 12 times. Waiting remain. Waiting actually remain. You don't break now. You've had all these experiences, all these things. You now use, because every single experience you will use it as a standard to judge the new one. So you've had 12 experiences. Then one young man, innocent boy that maybe has been keeping him, will now say you are the apple of his eye. You have 12 different things to judge him by. 12 different experiences. And you tell me the relationship one will not crash? It will crash. And at the end of the day, one day you become so desperate because maybe time and society are against you, you now settle for something that is it's not that great. Speak to yourself and say, I will choose. And I will choose right. You didn't hear you. Put your hand on your chest and say, I will choose. And I will choose right. I will not fall inside it. I will stand in it. How many people here, you don't stand in love before? Raise your hand. Have you stand? Bring down your hand. You don't stand before. Okay, you are arranging your hair. Sorry. I think say she raise her hand. But these are things that are very intentional. These are things that don't happen by accident. These are things that are as a result of many things that we think that we need to be immersed in to learn about. A lot of them come from observation and from a willingness to follow through on values consistently until at least what we want to see is born and developed. I hope that somebody learned something from my time here. You learned something, Ba? So Eric Gugu did not come here in vain. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. God bless you. Who is going to help me with Q&A? Does anybody have questions here? If you have a question from this session, if you don't have a question, please let me be going. But if you do, just raise your hand. Does anybody have a question? Oh, thank God. Why? So, okay, hold on. Let's know. How many people have questions? If you have a question, so we have one here. We have two. Any other person? 3. And 4. That's all. Okay, if you have a question, please come to the front. Some people will not come. Don't worry. If you have a question, come to the front. I like this thing. So you can just stand in the line. You can come in front. Now you first start. Okay. Do you have a question? All right, so let's have a queue, right?
And you can, or will you, please come up. Please come up. Okay, if you have not come out before, don't come out again. You know, I can form choir with these people. Like, all right, so let's take the questions one after. Make it very concise, very brief, and then we'll.
My question is, you talked about choice, and you are talking about choosing based on money, choosing based on appearance and anything.
Yeah.
So my question is, if the choice is going to be intentional, what will be the basis for the choice?
Okay. Thank you very much. You can go. So we're talking about choosing. If the choice will be intentional, what will be the basis of it? This is something that I am very strong on. Listen, please listen very carefully. Every system of belief has its core values. So, by design, religion, the design of religion, right? It is designed to be the ultimate lens with which you view your life. So, if you are here and you're not atheist or agnostic, that means you believe God. That system of worship in your life dictates by design how you see life and brings a blueprint about everything that you do. And so if you are going to choose, as somebody who believes in that system, you are going to choose based on the values and the code of that system. So if I am going to love, does this system that I subscribe to provide any blueprint for identifying what love is? If it does, then you will discipline yourself over time to only choose, not to choose, because if you choose another one, to only choose based on that code. Does that make any sense? Does that answer your question, bro? Where is my guy? Oh, you were talking about the partner. Yes. So, like I said, what he's asking is, what are you in the person? Right. So, like I just said, let me go over it again. Every system of belief, they have core values upon which they are established. Now, for example, the Christian faith. And some of you may not like to hear it, but everything exists for your own good. For example, the Christian faith. While I was in Ghana, one of my mentees, who is Ghanaian, Belinda, she was my tour guide during our session there. And my manager, who I traveled with, was telling me that Belinda, this is her view. She said, and she's a young woman, she's probably about 24. She makes about 10, 12, 13,000 CDs every month. So she's not broke. She's not even middle class. She's got cash. But then she is of the opinion, and this is her belief shaped, that for her to enter into any relationship, the person that she's entering relationship with must be Christian. See, for me, believer and Christian is not the same thing. I hope you know. Believer is those that believe in Jesus Christ and they are saved. You see, those ones that they saw at Antioch and they said these people used to behave like Christ, those are the ones that they called Christians. So, you are saved, you are a believer. That you have advanced, you are mature, they can see you and they see God, they see the life of Christ. That is her principle. So when the Bible says something like, and I'll come to you guys real quick, don't be unequally yoked, it is very literal. Very literal. So what are you looking for? You are looking for values that are consistent with what your system of belief prescribes. Right? So already you know that you can't roll as a believer with an unbeliever. That's out of the question. And then I'm doing counseling sometimes and a girl comes and is like, this guy, I'm in love with him, and he treats me well, he's very kind, he's this, he's that. I say, that's very wonderful. These are the things that we are looking for. Okay, this guy now, is he a Christian? He used to go to church.
Let me tell you, you know. The person that gave you the instruction, there is a reason they gave you the instruction. When you choose to go your own way, because of things that your eyes can see, you are very directly saying, I am wiser than this instruction. Anything where you see, you collect them. Does that make any sense? Thank you very much. Right, the next one.
My question is, how will you know that someone truly loves you? So you'll be in a relationship with the person.
Are you in a relationship?
No, sir.
I dey see am for your eye. No lie. No, don't go. Ask your question again. First of all, what's your name? Amarachi.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ask your question again. Okay, now your question don't want to come out. Ask it.
Question is, how do you know that someone really loves the person? How will you know that someone truly loves you so you can be in a relationship with the person?
Okay. So how do you know that somebody truly loves you so you can be in a relationship with the person? You can go, Amarachi. So let me take this question again so I can die. How do you know that somebody truly loves you so you can be in a relationship with the person? So the structure of this question, pardon me, I used to go into grammar a lot. The structure of this question suggests that you want to go into a relationship with the person. So the first part of that question is useless. It doesn't matter to you. I am not being rude. I am not being, uncouth. It is just this. If you want to enter a relationship with that person, you will find reasons to justify it and you will enter it. Now me they tell you. If you want this for one reason or the other, you desire this person. Forget about it. Even if you go and pray, say, God, is this person your way of life? When you feel praying, you close your eye. You see yourself in the dream under the rain. Then the person will come with umbrella. And handkerchief, don't cry anymore. Because according to the book of Ecclesiastes, I believe, a dream comes from the multitude of business. Sometimes you get the film where you go watch finish, you go sleep, you wake up inside your dream, you dey carry gun, you dey pursue enemy, you dey hide from bomb. Now obviously there are other ways. I'm telling you this, if that is your core desire, you will find reasons. But then let's assume that is not your core desire. Let's answer the first question. How do you know that somebody loves you before you enter a relationship with them? You see, there's a fundamental problem with the structure of this question. And the problem with the structure is this. If you walk in God's design for love, it is not something that develops prior to the experience. This is not God loving us because He loved us while we were yet sinners. God's design on how love is strengthened, we see it in how our love in our relationship with Jesus is strengthened. Such that when you come to Him, make no mistake, when people give their lives to Christ, they don't give their lives to Christ because they love Jesus. They give their lives to Christ because they were convicted. Right? They believed the gospel. And then you come. When you now come, listen, everything in God is tied together. I need you to get this. When you now come to Him, you then start to build your relationship. It is the things that you go through inside that relationship that strengthen the cords of your conviction and of your love for Him. That is why Paul can say something like, I beseech you therefore, brethren, that you present your bodies as a reasonable, holy and acceptable. This is your... So, we will grow in the love. As we behold, we become transformed from one level of glory to another level of glory. That is the design. Such that when we come because we are convinced. If you enter a relationship to be convinced, that is the first step in your crash. I'm telling you this. Anybody will tell you, let's start, see how it goes. That's not God's design. You see that thing that you are going with the flow will swallow you. That's not God's design. So, you enter or you start out because you are convinced. And listen to this. Conviction, there is a lot of logic that goes into being convinced. Before somebody will convince you to buy something, he will try to present. You see now, he know the tear. He will do it like this. But if it's plastic, he will knock it on the ground. So he wants you to reason and see reasons why you should buy. That is how convictions work. Conviction presents a case. Falling in love is purely emotional. And emotions don't follow logic. If you invest in the emotions first, your logic will lose. Because 100 times out of 100, if logic fights emotion, emotion will win. So logic is the reason you are convinced. When you have evaluated based on your standard, you are convinced. Then you start out. When you start out, because you started right, you can build. That's how it works. Your entire relationship is a building that starts from the ground up. If you start from cloud 9, there's going to be a problem. So you don't know. My response would be, you don't know that somebody loves you. You can't tell for certain. But you have chosen them and they have chosen you. Then you begin to build that relationship on God's standards, on God's values, and God's love is shining brighter and brighter onto the perfect day. That's the design that I know about. Does that answer the question, my dear? All right, thank you very much. The next one.
Okay. My question is, friendships that actually blossomed out of alignment of core values, like when they escalate into love and relationships, does it go in line with the concept of standing in love or growing in love?
So I think that is why many people who believe in, or many people who counsel this, will advise you to marry your friend or to start from friendships, right? Because many times you will find out that when you begin a friendship based on your core values, and you guys begin, after working together for a while, you begin to tilt towards a romantic side. And I will say this, a lot of people may not agree with me, but many times when you start a romantic relationship, sometimes, I would say sometimes, you really don't you don't know per se. You just know that feelings have started to enter. So it is your responsibility to judge those feelings. And either, my pastor was speaking a while in Lagos and said that when he was working with who became his wife, they were having this friendship, working together, and then they found themselves, for phone, they are not talking for longer. They are now discussing things that is not part of their work anymore. They just want to spend more time together. They now realize that this is now more, and so it is their responsibility to say, hey, what are we doing? Let us define it, call it what it is. We are not going with any flow. So I would say this, when you have a friendship that is based on those values, and you people are working and functioning in the line of those values, and it develops into more, that is something that I wouldn't say advocate for, but that is something that I'm largely in support of. That's something that I would largely give blessings to, because it did start right. But it's also important that when it starts to show those signs of romantic attachment, that you judge them very quickly. Hello, my brother. Let us not deceive ourselves. We see that this thing is no more work relationship. It's no more just friendship. Can we define it? And you define it in collaboration, of course, because you talk to your mentor. You talk to whoever it is that you're learning from. And it is defined. You don't leave it hanging. But that is not something that I actively kick against. Does that make any sense? Does that answer your question? Let's go to the next one, please.
Okay, my name is Deborah Itumo. My question is, you talked about experience. So my question is on experience. For somebody that has not been in a relationship, or does it mean that the person must gain the experience? Can we say that learning from others is experience? Because you said when people that are above the age of 30, their relationship tends to stand. So what if they've not must the experience be gained in a relationship?
I get you. So let's put this in context. I did not say that their relationship starts succeeding after 30. Right? I say that relationship starts succeeding after then, more dramatically, because of the experiences that people have gained or the lessons that people have learned from their painful experiences. If they do not go into this mindless falling into this thing, if they had practiced it correctly, if they had been intentional about their choices, they would not have had those events that inflicted those scars. So you have the opportunity to avoid all of those troubles by avoiding the sequence of events that led to it. You don't have to experience it yourself if you can stand by your values, by your core, what your system of belief, I wouldn't say predicts, but prescribes. Does that answer your question? All right, let's take the next one.
My question is, you said something like the best way to get into a relationship is being friends first. Then I don't know how to explain.
Go on.
But the thing is, I'll use myself as an example. I have, let's say, about 3 people now. Maybe we are talking along the line, we become friends, very close, and all of that. But once they bring up this relationship stuff, then I will not start feeling withdrawn, trying to, stay away from them, and all of that. So my question is, how is it that I'm the problem or they are the problem?
So, okay, I understand you. I will just answer this in a very blanket way. I don't enter into session where I no plan, but God will help us. So, first of all, I do not please follow my line of thought. I do not recommend, I don't kick against it, but I don't recommend friendship as a start to every relationship. Understand me? Let me put that into context. So let's say you want to start a relationship with somebody, but you now say, let me be their friends first. You have already wanted the relationship. Right? The cart is already in front of the horse. So I would say this. I advise convictions before relationships all the time. 100% of the time. And that's how I know it's very unlikely to fail. Convictions first. If you develop an emotional attachment for somebody, then you want to start a friendship with them so that you can end up in a relationship. You might as well forget the friendship and start the entire thing. Right? So I say this. When it comes to that, I think that people should be self-aware enough to know exactly what is putting you off from a relationship. When people raise that topic and you are in sync with them value-wise and your beliefs are the same and you've taken the time to pray about it, and it's okay. Because let me tell you something, there is such a thing as the wrong time. It exists. This right person, wrong time. It's a very real thing. You can meet somebody that is wonderful, that is excellent, that is this, that is that. I know a couple back when I was doing my master's. These people were such a fantastic fit for themselves. The young woman don't finish her medical degree. She was going back to the UK. You don't finish your own. Going back to Nigeria. Right? You can choose to continue, but you can see that at that particular, it will be the best time to enter into something that's strong or to solidify it, because the next few months will test you very aggressively. So I'm saying this. I think people should know when they are speaking from a standpoint of trauma, when they are making decisions from a standpoint of pain, What exactly is the reason that the idea of it repulses you? Maybe speak to Uncle Ike, maybe speak to a mentor in your midst and know exactly what the challenge is. But like I said, it's conviction and values first before anything else. I would like to run through this very quickly, please.
My question is really simple. Just to hit the nail on the head. Online relationships, do they work or not?
What?
Do online relationships work
Online.
or not?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. You can go. Let me say this. Siba, let me say this. And I say this very often. People say very often that social media is not real life. They say it very often. I don't believe that. Social media, if anything, is real life pro max. Because it amplifies a lot of things. Online relationships, see, there are things that make for a relationship. There are things that make for a relationship. If those basic things are in place, it will work out. I have seen relationships that started online, blossomed online for 2 years plus, and when they finally met up, they married and they have a successful marriage right now. I have seen a lot of them that also failed. They fail as much as real life relationships fail. But because it is uncharted territory, it is new terrain, we try to say, this thing is horrible because it happened here. I'll give you an example. Somebody, I think it was Dr. Vic that talked about it yesterday. Many people in Nigeria learned about Bitcoin from a Ponzi scheme scam. Back in 2015 or 2014 or 2016, I know that the first time I ever heard about Bitcoin, I had a multi-level marketing thing that I needed to invest in, but I needed Bitcoin to enter it. So I bought Bitcoin. I found out how they used to buy it. I bought Bitcoin. Before I will put my money inside the thing, they have carried other people's money around. So I was stuck with Bitcoin that I don't even know what to do with. I left it there, just forgot about it, and came back a couple of years later, and I saw that it was a lot of money. That was my first experience with it. So because a lot of people, their very first experience with something like that was a bitter one, they will now forget that while they were collecting money from people in Bitcoin, they were collecting money from people in Naira. Then when the thing failed, they will not say Naira is a scam. They will blame the new system and forget the fundamentals and the principles. Online relationships are not any different from a long distance relationship that somebody connected somebody to somebody's uncle in the UK back in 1997 and they only spoke via phone. Or they communicated via, you know how somebody will be somewhere, they will marry wife for you in the village and now will build the wife. What's the difference? No, what's the difference? So let's not give these technologies this much power. Let's always stick with the fundamentals and the principles. Do online relationships work? I will tell you for a fact that is the same thing as asking, do relationships work? That's my take.
So my question is, as young people, is it healthy to love more than one person?
You can love 4 or 5.
Because I hear a lot of people say they have more than one. So in case this one fucks up.
Is it this guy? The way
No. No. In case this one fucks up, then this other one can stand.
In case this one what?
Fucks up.
You see?
As in case that one flops.
Okay, flops. Oh, I thought you said okay.
Then the other one can take the position of.
All right. So is it healthy to have? Okay, you can go. Let me tell you people this. Her question is simple. As a young person, is it healthy to have more than one relationship? So it's like a fail-safe mechanism. If this one fail, make you no go there empty-handed, so that you go fit to get one where go catch you. You get spare tire, my brother. So let's address it on 2 fundamental levels. The first level is the person who is asking this question, or the person who feels, not her, the person who feels like this is speaking from a place of one relationship. There are people that cannot be alone. Have you seen anybody like that before? They must be in something. Even if that thing is not a good, let them just be with somebody. That's the only reason somebody can have that system because you want to be in something. So if at any point this one shakes more, I beg, come on for here. You enter the next one. That's number one. Number two, you cannot be strongly convinced about one person and have spare. You can. It's logically impossible. You cannot, and I told you, convictions will precede relationships. You cannot be convinced about somebody and have a spare. When we started having spares, it sounds logical, but the more we are doing this, more relationships and marriages are crashing. The more unhappy we are. Is it really working? So if you are not convinced about somebody enough, that is only when you will need something to support it. My question now is this: if you are not convinced about somebody enough, why are you with them in the first place?
Okay.
You are mentioning now.
My name is Gospel David, and I have encountered two sets of people. One are the mentally immature people that make relationship decisions based on sentiments, just the way they feel. And then there are these ones that are so mentally mature and, like you said, they would only make relationship decisions based on value compatibility. So we know how the emotional decision makers.
I will fall here. I'll ask you a question.
Okay. My question is, the people that make based on value system, I've seen ones that the marriage ends up more like business partners than lovers.
Yes.
So I'm saying if there should be a balance, like the value compatibility and I think the emotions as well, how should it come about?
Thank you very much. So this is really, you can go. I will touch this on the surface, but this is not really a question. This is a symposium subject. I'm telling you the truth. It's something that you will address in 5 minutes. The question is, you've seen these people that enter, that have it looks as if their marriage is an arrangement, a business transaction, right? And then the other people that are, you also want to, how do you establish the balance of love and that kind of arrangement? I'm of history. If you don't understand the purpose, you need to see, first of all, define godly love. First of all, do you know that fundamentally love is duty? Do you know? Fundamentally love is duty. Let me say something that people on Twitter did not agree with. As a man, if you have not seen a woman that you can fully die for, you have not seen a woman you can marry. Let me say it again. Listen. As a man, if you have not seen a woman that you can fully, I don't mean I go fit do anything for you. You know that one they say I will catch a grenade for you. It's not that. It's not figuratively. As a man, if you have not seen a woman, and if you are a Christian, by the way, because that's the prescription. The Bible says you will love your wife as Christ loved the church and what? And gave himself for the church. If you look at the biblical definition of love, many of your questions will die. There is a kind of love that you are pursuing. It's not compatible with where you are going to. You will find a lot more fulfillment if you go where you are going to than if you follow that idea that popular mainstream media has put in your head. There are many men today that how many times you will give men microphone, and I watched a video recently. Give a bunch of young men microphones. They say if building is burning, and inside that building, your wife is there, your daughter is there, your mother is there. Who will you save? How will you arrange it? Almost all of them put their wife number 3. Who has seen that video before? See, that is what you get when you follow this path you want to follow. According to scriptural definition of love, you are not marrying this person. You are becoming this person. I don't think you understand how grave it is. Before the advent of media, People used to marry as a form of strengthening family ties and relationships. Have you seen where kings marry? Or king's children marry? You think it's infatuation they used to use and marry? That marriage will work, oh. So obviously they are not the standard. But I'm telling you, if you study your scripture, you will find out standards and values that are sounding alien to us because we've embraced another system. Now a young man cannot even conceive the idea that his life, he will willingly and happily lay it down for a woman. All of them were saying that my mother, I can't replace my mother. Obviously, I can't replace my daughter, but I can marry another wife. It's because the reality of the thing never enter your brain. But we'll leave it at that. Please ask the next question.
Okay, my question is regarding to having more experiences before you have a more long-lasting love relationship.
I didn't say that though.
No, like you said something of like the number of relationship that
Okay,
ends
just
well.
ask your question.
Okay, my question there is it really like right for us to wait till we get to that stage or starting point before we can engage in that kind of love affair?
Have I not answered this question? Okay, let me answer it again. You can go. I'm saying that the reason relationships get more successful after a certain age is because people spend a lot of time practicing wrongly, getting hurt, and then learning from those experiences. But if you will not, I said it even before I started to talk. Let me now tell you, that's what I said, how you can do it to be able to avoid those hurtful experiences. So if it doesn't matter at what age you start, or at what age you get into it, because I don't mean start like date the whole world. At what age you get into it, if you get into it correct, you will not suffer these experiences that will then inform you or make you desperate to just settle for anything. The next one, please.
I am Francisca by name. So my question is there a stage, can you come to a stage in your life where you don't feel like loving, like you just want to be on your own, something like that, but it's not caused by trauma or something?
It's absolutely normal.
But you have an intentional relation, like you just have someone that can die for you, something like that. But the person wants to become you and you need to follow the process, something like that.
Come again. I want to be alone.
Okay, you have started the relationship.
Yes.
But and it was going very fine and you are intentional about the relationship.
Yeah.
But it now comes to a stage when you are trying to be, career-wise and, intentional,
Yes.
and you want to be independent.
Just leave that man alone.
You want to grow yourself.
See,
So
I know what you're saying. You can go. So she's asking if you start, and if I had more time, I would have brought a balance to everything I said. Because from majority of what I just said, it sounds as if I'm encouraging you to go and just start it right. Right? There's a balance to that. And that's why I tried to mention that there's a right time. So I'm saying this. She asked, is it possible to start a relationship with somebody, the thing is going well, but then at a particular season of your life, you just want to be apart, be alone, pursue some important things, and then maybe later get back together. And that's why the Bible says, don't awaken love before it's time. Don't awaken love before it's time. So I would say this, if you know that season is still in front, Kuku just focus on you. I am a strong advocate for people learning how to be alone before they are with somebody. A lot of people were never alone in their life. From SS2, they don't date. What is SS2? JS2. As they come out from this one, it's like coach that have substitute on bench. Once you come out from this one, another person will, like that, no break. I've seen him. I'm not saying okay, so I'm saying this. It has more chances of ruining you than making you. People must learn to survive as a unit, right? Before they learn to coexist and then ultimately become one with their partner. So there's nothing wrong in being alone. Just make sure that you are not suffering somebody's son. They are somewhere, they are craving you, and you are in your career woman season. Just don't do that to somebody's heart. If you want to play, buy football. Don't play with somebody. If you want to play, learn lawn tennis. You play PlayStation. Not somebody's heart. It's evil to do that. So I would say this: if you know that season is upon you, leave them. They will, let them go. They will cry, they will be fine. But don't leave somebody crying and pining while you're doing something and then hoping to pick them up later. It is cruel. And I'll stop at that.
How do you actually
that when person is or something like that?
Especially when the person
boss or kind of workers and the rest.
You're in love with your boss. I'm asking. I know you will deny. You can go. So the question is, how do you actually love somebody that is much older than you are? Especially when it's like in a work relationship. My dear, I don't have answer for that question. Just leave me alone. Answer the next question. Well, not everything I will put mouth.
Okay, based on the statistics about relationship failing, does it mean that you should not?
No. See, let me tell you, those statistics represent. You can go. Our question is based on statistics that show that relationships are below 30 fail. Should we now? Does it mean that you should date somebody that is over 30, or that you wait until you are 30 before you start dating? Don't misunderstand what I said. There is a reason. Like I told you, it's not about the when. I said it very clearly, Abi. It's not about the when. It's about what? It's about the how and about the why. So this is what a lot of people get wrong and then get right later. If you get it right in time, you will not need to wait until that time before you wise. Okay? All right, the last question.
Okay, so my question goes this way. How do you build strategic relationships with no string attached?
How do you build strategic relationship with no string attached? You can go. If you have block and cement, you can build anything. But then I would say, her question is, how do you build strategic relationships with no string attached? That's the easy part now, is it not? Just don't put strings in it. If you see string, you cut it. Basically, she's asking, how do you become friends with somebody? Right? If you are building a relationship with somebody, unless there was already string, you are asking, how do you cut it? You don't want string.